He had a 27-year-old kid come in here 2 years ago, wife and two kids, needed to change jobs, wasn't making enough money. He went through our program, got his certs, got everything squared away, ended up landing a job with the millwrights. Okay. And what he did for the millwrights was nuke plant shutdowns. And he worked from, I think it was like November till, say, June, because there's a season for nuke shutdowns. In that time, he went on the road. He made $88,000, came home and said, okay, now I got all summer to play with my kids and do whatever. It's like, you're not going to keep working? He says, no, I just made enough money. I got two little kids at home and I want to be there for them. And that's the kind of life it can secure you if you want. You don't have to make $1 million, and if you're smart enough to find a good investment person or talk to people who know people in the investment world, you make a bunch of money and you can put some away. That's another income stream for the future that you might not need to work, so many hours.
I like that. Talk to me then, and let's talk about like working and retiring. You didn't use that word, but like the story was about a guy who chose, to measure out how much he's working. It reminded me of another fact that right now I see a confluence of two major events. One, the master welders, the master's tradesmen are reaching an age of retirement. And two, because of all the data centers, there's a need for more welding out there. So we're having less skilled people and more demand at the same time. To me, that's a massive opportunity, and why like now is a great time to learn the trade.
It is a massive opportunity. You're right. There's a lot going on in this country, and there's a lot more coming down. Like, we just had Beta Technologies open up here in Burlington, and they're a flying drone type company. They're trying to get off the ground, and they've got customers just crying for these electric flying vehicles, and they're coming up to speed. And I'm sure if they're like anybody else in Burlington, you just can't get enough people right now. There's not enough people in the workforce to employ.
What I love about what you just said, I'm going to play a stereotype right now. You say weld, so you think maybe dirty, or maybe you're thinking manufacturing, maybe you're thinking like clunky. But we're talking about welding for electric flying vehicles, right? Like,
right.
You don't get more modern than that.
Right.
A flying car needs welders, right? And tie it all back to Vermont. Take the Vermont program, get trained for free, live in Vermont, work for a freaking flying car manufacturer. That's how modern welding is. How it touches every facet of our society right now. It's not the blue collar career that like maybe when I was growing up in the 1990s, it could have been assumed to be. Now it's like integral to AI, to data, to freaking flying cars.
Yep.
All right. So you mentioned a moment ago that anyone who wants to take the program, so long as they have the right attitude, you can teach them. Talk to me now about the time commitment for someone who does have the right attitude to take the program. Like from walking in first day to getting certified, what kind of time commitment is that?
It's 8 hours a day for 6 months, 960 hours, 85% hands-on. And the way you progress through the school is to get a certification in at least one in each technique. Most students will get 5 or 6 in each technique. So they're leaving there with probably 40, 50 certifications. And it's all practice. There, we do teach the Hobart curriculum with DVDs, so the student can see it in the books, read it in the books, and see it on the overhead, so that if you don't learn well reading, you can get it off the video, and then we bring it out to the shop, do a demonstration with the students there, get them in the booth and get them started to do it, and then we work with them one-on-one with their technique development.